Original 70s glory. What a scene in the East Bay. And we're underway in the John Madden Legacy game.
Oh, a good-looking return set up here. He's at the 40. 20. He will score. Touchdown, NFC. I know a lot of special teams coaches, they just want to keep it away from him because that's what he can do.
And others have egos that their players can't keep up with. And they say, challenge him. Kick it to him. The way he runs as fast as he is, I wouldn't challenge him at all. I'd do everything possible to keep it away.
He is just a blur when he gets a full head of steam, and he got a full head of steam there. Replicate what they just saw.
And we will not see an attempt to match that return time. So it's the NFC stars who will get the ball first. And, Charles, as we alluded to, we've got a different era of coach on each sideline. So the man coaching this NFC squad, we'll call him Young John Madden, this is a coach who was trying to establish a foothold in the NFL and on the cusp of doing it very successfully.
Yeah, you think back to that period, those early days as the coach of the Raiders, the late 60s in the AFL and then in the NFL in the early 70s. Coach was a guy who was ahead of his time. The Raiders were one of the first teams to have mini camps, one of the first to film practice, because he wanted to practice coaching as much as he could. And his teams, they were successful right from the start of his head coaching tenure.
That second down play nets a -4. Though certainly not the start they were looking for here as they come up on a 3rd and 14. Throwing now is Brady. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
Nice job there forcing that incompletion. This is going to be a fun battle throughout this game, watching him try to take away that area of the field.
And on 4th down, on is the punt team sending this one away. On the return, Hester.
A pretty good punt, but a nice 13-yard return.
And the NFC will take over 1st and 10. It'll be Sanders to begin the drive. They do finally get him at the 12. It's a big play that time for the NFC. 47 yards on the ground. So how about this for field position after the big play? Inside the 15 now as they come up on 1st and 10. And that's going to be caught. Touchdown NFC. Jerry Rice. A 12-yard touchdown grab as his guys are able to extend their lead. Extra point by Anderson, up and good. And that'll make the score 14-0. Following the touchdown, here's Anderson to kick it away. Right after the touchdown to extend their lead, now maybe opening the door a little bit there by allowing starting field position at the 40.
Well, you don't see that often. He just mishit it, and it goes out of bounds.
Well, I know sitting up here, and I'm looking at you, and you're looking at me, and I know we're both thinking the same thing. Isn't it easy enough to keep it between the sidelines? Because unless you're intentionally...
Oh, he can't get away, and Brady will go down. Kevin Green, the outside linebacker, dropping him for a loss of 6. To try again after the sack. Brady. He's got his tailback. That's Marcus Allen. And he'll get up to the 43-yard line.
The defense was ready for the back to leak out and even had a second player waiting to double him up. If you're going to commit to doubling a back, you better prevent a completion, but give him credit. Extra determination, extra effort, turned it into a successful play.
And he'll be taken down, but not before they work this to the 45.
On 1st down, Brady. And he cannot get rid of it. The NFC getting in there for the sack. Michael Strahan. It'll go as a loss of about 8 as he gets in there to drop him. Throwing on 2nd and long. Brady, he finds his man, complete. That's Gonzalez.
And he'll be tackled on the other side of midfield at the 46-yard line. Quarter in the books at the Coliseum. What a day. The NFC Stars with the early lead in the John Madden Legacy game on EA Sports.
Brady's throw on 3rd down there is incomplete. On is the Hall of Famer Ray Guy to punt this away on 4th down. And it's out of bounds. Now we'll see what the side judge says. He says out at the 8-yard line. So well done there. And these punters, they get more specialized and better each and every year, don't they?
They sure do. And now it's really not the American punters. It's the Australian punters with their kicking academies and that flat drop and just kind of kicking the nose of the football. They're able to almost stop it where they want to, like a good golfer can check one up.
Oh, this one incomplete. The pressure got to him as he released it. And it's 2nd down.
That certainly appeared to be a play call where they were just trying to make 2nd down, 2nd and short. I think they thought the coverage was off a little bit more than it was. Nice job there pressing up on it and forcing the incompletion.
It's a 2nd down run with Sanders. Oh, he shifts past him. And all the way in for the touchdown. A big play there. 92 yards as his guys are able to push that lead out a bit further. Extra point by Anderson, up and good. And that makes the score 21-0. It only took him 2 plays there to find the end zone. The last one, the long run, getting him in for 6 points. Following the touchdown, here's Anderson to kick it away.
Dante Hall going to bring it out of the end zone. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. The AFC offense set to take their next drive. Well, CD, you kind of feel like they're in a bit of a danger zone right here because now you're down 3 scores, and I know we're in the first half, but the way this offense hasn't been able to generate anything, you feel like they probably need to get something going on this drive, right?
Yeah, and sometimes I overuse that this is an important possession, but I think this has to be the possession where they come up with an answer because only a few teams in league history have ever come back from a 4-score deficit, and if they don't score here, that's what they could be facing the next time they get the ball.
This offense so far on 3rd down, just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 8. Brady now to throw. He's got a man. Andre Reed complete. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Now a first carry for their fullback.
And he'll wind up getting about 6 out of that as that's going to lead us to the 2-minute warning. Hey, we want to let you know, give you a fair warning that coming up at halftime, the folks at EA Sports have put together a very nice...
Oh, he can't get away, and Brady will go down. They're going to need to get up and set in a hurry. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Throw left side complete. That's Hill. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. Here's Ray Guy now on to punt it away. And the kick's away as he angles this one for the sideline. And now where will the side judge stop his walk? That's the question. He says it crossed out of bounds at about the 17-yard line. Ready to begin their next drive here, the NFC offense. And now consider the lead. The question is, how much is good enough? Are you going for more?
It's the NFL. There's never enough, I believe, because they get reeled in all the time when you sit on the ball. I think that they will try and move the ball downfield, try and squeeze a few more points out of this first half. They'll be careful. They'll be a little bit cautious at times, but also they will attack downfield and try and get in position for at least 3 points.
A give running left. It's Sanders. Look at the spin. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. Now the AFC going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next.
Now, right where this set of downs started, they need a full 10 here to pick up the first down and move the chains.
Sliding out of the pocket. On the run, he'll let it go deep, right sideline. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. A gain of 37.
Big plays are starting to become the trend here in this first half, and everything that they've tried has worked. And there's another example right there.
On first down, Favre.
This will be caught by Randy Moss. And touchdown! Randy Moss, 46 yards, as his guys have opened up a very comfortable lead. Oh, and now they're going to fake it. Trying to drop one in, but it's incomplete.
I know they're not asking me, but I'll give you my opinion anyway. I think it's time to erase that play from the call sheet. I guess they figure with the big lead they can experiment a little bit. But all in all, just go ahead and put that play on ice.
Fielded just outside the goal line. And taken down just past the 20 at about the 21-yard line. The offense for the AFC set to go now. And with a little under a minute remaining, they may try to put something together here just to try to cut into that deficit.
And he's going to lose yardage here. Back to his own 18. Now the AFC going to take a timeout. It's their second as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. They keep it on the ground. Allen again. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. That's a big loss of 3, and it brings up third down. Once again, they'll keep it on the ground. It's a gain of just 3, and the offense likely going to yield to the punting unit here on fourth down.
Coming up in the second half, we'll run through John's post-coaching triumphs. But for now, we present a special tribute to the man of the hour, narrated by the Raiders' own Trey Mosley. The AFC going to get the football first here as we are back underway from Oakland in the John Madden Legacy game. No run back here to begin the half, and we will start at the 25-yard line. The AFC offense set to take their next drive. CD, they certainly know the hole that they face as they begin the second half. They have to do what precious few teams have done in NFL history. That's try to come back from a 4-possession deficit.
And partner, you know, as that team gathers, they're saying to each other, you never say never, right? Because if you're on an NFL roster, that's how you have to think. You can always come back and win a ball game. And let's face it, we saw a certain Super Bowl, a 25-point lead late, that wasn't enough to put someone away. But that being said, this task is near impossible. Let's face it. And bottom line is, it officially becomes impossible if this possession is an empty one.
Inside.
Oh, now he's able to fall on it as they will hold on to possession.
So now, Charles, to pick up the story we've been telling, John Madden at 42, he just completed a 10-year stint as the coach of the Raiders. He wants to step away a bit from the grind of coaching, but he doesn't want to step away from the game of football. So he ends up signing on with CBS in 1979 to try his hand at broadcasting. And much like his coaching career, he was pretty much an instant success.
Partner, he really connected with the people right from the start, and people may not remember, he wasn't even on the #1 team in the beginning. He worked his way up. But the same things that made him a great coach made him a great broadcaster. The ability to show the big picture, yet break it down into the details. That's what he did with his teams. That's what he did with the people. That way, he was simple to understand, yet insightful for viewers. And he did with that big personality that he had, one that connected with everyone.
After the sack on first down, Brady. And he drops it incomplete. And their struggles continue here. 7th play of this drive coming up, but a long way to go on 3rd down. Here's Brady. Over the middle, complete. That's Hill. And he gets this only to the 44-yard line. Not near enough to keep the drive alive. Here's Ray Guy now as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. And this one will not be returnable as it sails out of bounds. The offense for the NFC ready to get their next drive started. The first half definitely went their way, and this would seem to be a great opportunity to kind of put this game a little closer out of reach with a score. That's caught at the 25. And he'll be marked down right at the 20-yard line.
Well, partner, that's how you make a long drive suddenly not so long anymore. One big play, and they're already in field goal range with designs on getting more than that.
So the field flips here as they'll go to work at the 20 now on 1st and 10. Inside the red zone here, they'll look to throw. Touchdown! A great play there. His 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the NFC just continuing to pour it on.
Well, on the other sideline right now, it's just absolute dejection. But, Charles, let's focus on the positive. With the lead that they built here, they've done pretty much everything to perfection in this ball game.
They certainly have. Makes me think that their week of preparation was excellent. And they flowed into this game, and it carried over. And right now, I don't expect them to back off at all. They're playing so well, they just want to keep it going.
Well, I guess when you're hot, you're hot. I mean, I would just go ahead and take the extra point and move on, but apparently they've got something to prove. Almost feels like something was said this week, and they wanted to make sure that they laid it on them in this game.
No run back here for Hall, and this will come out to the 25.
And this should be the final play before the quarter ends. Brady now on 1st down.
And a high throw there as this is knocked away, down to the ground and incomplete. So through 3 quarters of the John Madden legacy game, it's the NFC Stars and young Coach Madden on top. And we'll be back to the Coliseum after this.
Now a toss play. Allen. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage.
So for Coach Madden, Charles, by 1981, his broadcasting career is really taking off. He's elevated to the network's #1 booth that calls all the big matchups. And he gets the plum assignment of calling Super Bowl 16, 49ers and Bengals, and he's teamed up with Pat Summerall. And that pairing ultimately would go on to be one of the most influential in sports broadcasting history.
Influential not just in us listening to them. Remember, they went on and called 8 Super Bowls together. But how they put together kind of the template that all of us broadcasters follow now. Sitting down with the head coaches and the quarterbacks and the stars of each team before a ball game to get extra information. And the way that those two paired together, Pat Summerall, short, concise, to the point, and turned it over to Coach Madden to fill in all the big details.
On 1st and 10, it's Sanders. And some space here. And he takes this just a few yards shy of the red zone before going out.
As you mentioned, CD, talking about John Madden, the broadcaster, he called 8 Super Bowls with Pat Summerall, 3 more with Al Michaels later in his career. He spent nearly 3 decades in the booth all told. And not only was he beloved for his mannerisms, we know that, but he was an innovator as well.
Yeah, Brandon, you talk about things like the telestrator, which totally became identified with him, and now it's a staple for all analysts to have in the booth. And then you think about things like turducken on Thanksgiving, when he used words like boom and pow. He helped create the old Madden team. He was a very popular commercial pitch man. And even the Madden Cruiser was unique, and you had to be someone to get a ride on it, too.
Junior Seau, the Hall of Famer, there on the tackle. So 2 minutes to play in the John Madden Legacy game. And the NFC well in control. And we'll be back to Oakland after this.
So it's the NFC with the football as we welcome you back. They've got a second down now as they look to salt this one away.
Favre.
This will be caught at about the 6. 9 yards on the play there, and it sets him up first and goal.
That was a route run not just with dexterity, but with intelligence. Found the hole in the zone, made sure the quarterback saw him, and was able to make the sure catch and flip the down marker back to 1.
Now a give to the big fullback Juszczyk. And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals. Now the NFC going to call the first of their 3 timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next.
When coaches come into a game preaching total team effort, CD, I think this is the type of ball game that they're dreaming of. It was pretty apparent early on that they were clicking in all 3 phases. It's been fun to watch.
Yeah, sometimes in the NFL you end up with matchups like we've been watching here. And when you go back through the early drives, you can just see that one squad was on a different level in this game. Safe to say, we have been disappointed in watching their execution throughout this contest.
Following the touchdown, here's Anderson to kick it away.
Taken at the goal line. And that decision to bring it out ends up not being a good one. Cost him about 5 yards as he's tackled at the 20. The offense for the AFC set to go now. Well, it's been a struggle so far for this offense, Charles. It's not only that they haven't been able to put the points up.
And now a fumble. Brady loses the football. And they will have the football deep in enemy territory all the way at the 10-yard line.
Okay, this isn't one where you want to take the game tape and hold it up as an example, do you? I mean, you talk about frustrating all the way through. And that last error, I think that crystallizes it, doesn't it?
Absolutely. That's been representative of their entire game still being shut out. And he'll be brought down here at the 3-yard line. He'll get 8 on the scramble there. It'll be second and a couple. That one looks like he'll throw here. Steps away to his and give him another 6. It's caught for a touchdown, and the blowout continues. Now the NFC going to take a timeout, their second. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. They'll try the draw. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line.
I know we can sit up here and dance around it a little bit, but going for 2 in this situation, somebody doesn't like someone else. There's no doubt in my mind.
Well, what they couldn't see is you lean back in your chair and you I mean, yeah, it's not a good decision. They didn't get it, though.
Yeah, I don't think you just say, well, my kicker's hurt in this spot. No, okay.
The AFC offense set to take their next drive. Well, we said it at halftime that they would need a nearly perfect second half to erase that deficit that they were facing, CD. But unfortunately, the second half has pretty much been a carbon copy of the first.
Yeah, that early lead was almost insurmountable the way their opponent was playing. And, partner, they do have some good news, though. This one is getting close to being over, and they can try and hit the reset button starting tomorrow.
Well, the NFC pressure a little too much as they get home for the sack. Michael Strahan able to disrupt yet another pass play. That is his 3rd sack of the afternoon. And he will lose lose yardage on the play. Back at his own 19-yard line. He lost a big chunk, 6 yards there, and it leads to 4th down.
So it's a win here for the NFC. Just an incredible afternoon of football and remembering the life of John Madden. And before we go, one final message. And for all of us at EA Sports, this one's for you, Coach.